Hello and welcome back to All About Community again. My name is Robert L. Harris and I am your host. When we went to break, I was talking with Director Robert Burns of the BART board. Director Burns.
Raburn.
Burns. Director Raburn.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how has BART sustained itself during this pandemic?
Well, it's been tough. With offices closed, our downtowns became ghost towns. Our stations became ghost towns. I want to underline this by noting that many essential workers still depended upon BART. Of the 36 stations in the East Bay, Fruitvale Station had the greatest volume of passengers continue to stream through the fare gates.
Why?
Because they're essential workers. They were going to those jobs at the hospitals, at the grocery stores, at places that you couldn't log in remotely. And they were brave. And we were brave to continue service. Even though we had to cut back severely. We started closing not at midnight, but at 9 p.m. We also reduced the frequency of the trains. So those essential workers were seriously impacted by the reduced service. They had to wait longer if they missed a train. What a hardship. They also, many people couldn't come back from their late night jobs. And they were taking costly Uber rides across the Bay Bridge. And so it became important for us to bring back BART. And finally, after 17 months, using federal aid, we were able to restore the service till midnight on August 2nd.
So are you saying the service has been fully restored, Director Raburn?
Not fully. We still have Sundays to deal with, but Monday through Saturday, we're open in the mornings, we close at midnight. We offer train service on each of the lines every 15 minutes. That means if you're at one of our stations in the core area of the East Bay, like the Coliseum or Fruitvale, there's a train coming by every 5 minutes.
Is that right? And
there are multiple lines serving each of those stations.
Okay, well, all right. The train is coming by, but is it really safe to get on there?
Well,
because there are two issues involving safety. One is safe because of the pandemic, and the other would be safe because there are some bad people occasionally that get on BART. Now let's take each one. Let's talk about the pandemic first.
Well, BART worked hard to provide for personal safety on our trains. We cleaned stations and trains nightly. We defogged the cars and installed high-density filters in the trains' air conditioning and heater ducts. Also, we found that BART trains are actually safer than stores, airplanes, pharmacies, because we circulate the air every 70 seconds. Full circulation, new air coming into the car.
What about social distancing?
Well, here's the real blessing. We started taking delivery of the new Fleet of the Future cars before the beginning of the pandemic. We currently have over 250 of those cars in service. They've augmented our fleet, allowing us to run all long trains, all the trans-space
Now, is that something new since the pandemic?
I even remember 5 years ago seeing some 3-car BART trains coming through on the Richmond to Fremont line then. Now, the shortest train.
The shortest, okay, go ahead. The shortest train
is 8 cars, and all the Trans-Bay trains are 10 cars. That gives the passenger the option to go to any part of the platform. You don't have to queue up. You can board a car away from others and find a space.
Now, how long is that going to last?
Well, we hope that we'll get riders back, and our ridership growth has been slow but steady.
What is it now, approximately?
around 110,000 each weekday. However, we're finding that the ridership growth is actually greatest during the weekends. That's because all the offices are mostly still closed. But weekends, people want to break out. They want to go places. They've gone
and
to
they get
ball
on BART?
games. They certainly do. We're seeing almost 50% of our ridership back on the weekends, whereas we're around 25, 26, 27% of our budgeted forecast on the weekdays.
And now, so you're saying that if during the weekdays, if I were to get on a BART train, more than likely I would be on a train that's either 8 or 10 train.
If you're going across the bay, you'll be on a 10-car train.
10-car train,
Yes.
and the likelihood.
And you can space out. During the pandemic, we actually added additional trains when we found that any car loading was exceeding about 30 passengers per car.
Okay.
We were very in tune to social distancing. And we hope to continue taking delivery of more cars, augmenting the service, and providing for great transit service to the Bay Area.
Great transit service is what Director Raburn is offering. So, Director Raburn, I'm going to take you up on that, but we do have to go to break. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and we're talking with Director Raburn of the BART. We'll be right back.